How's it going, guys? Trey Clark here, and I'll make this short and quick. Okay, the goal of this whole testing deal, if it's not obvious yet, it's the tracers, okay? It's the equivalent of what they're trying to do in China, just to have total control over where we are. We're now addicted to our phones, myself included, but now whenever you get near someone else, then it can say you've been near someone who's been testing positive. And if you haven't tested positive and you have no symptoms, they can quarantine you up to 14 days. And if you don't go by their rules, they can actually detain you and throw you in jail, at least in California right now. And so that's the whole goal. That's everything. The train has already left the station. So there's no argument that's going to fix this. There's no doctor that's going to come out, because all the experts are saying this is not the way you handle a pandemic. Is if we have, anyone in our generation has ever handled one before, but quarantining healthy people is the worst thing you can do. And so obviously there's other powers at work. Do we want people to get sick? No. Is COVID real? Something's real. I met a good friend of mine for the first time. I've met someone that actually had it, that was legitimately scared. I don't want to get into whether not I know what it was, but he seems to think it was, and I'll take him. He's a smart guy. But these tracers, how it works is you go into the doctor's office to get tested. Now, everyone in there that has a phone, so if you go, leave your phone at home, for one. But it doesn't matter. They can find you through social media. And then if you test positive, then everywhere you go, you will have a social worker call you. You're going to have someone that will ask you, have you quarantined for 10 days? Well, who have you been around? And then you say, well, I don't know, it's been 10 days or whatever. And then they say, okay, well, let's look at this. And so it shows here that you've been in touch with all these people in a movie theater. Then they will call all of them. Now, if you happen to be one of those people in a movie theater that you are healthy, no symptoms, no reason to even get tested, they can quarantine you for 14 days. Okay, that's really important to know. So healthy people, let's put it this way. If you get tested positive, that's your scarlet letter, but you can only be quarantined for 10 days, because then you've already had it and supposedly you can't catch it again. Unless, God forbid, the virus mutates like the flu always does. So they're ready for that. And then, but if you're healthy, you can be quarantined for 14 days. Then you go to work, boom, you've just been in contact through their tracers with a person at Wendy's that tested positive a week ago. So you're back into quarantine. That's the catch. That's it. And if you haven't gotten a whiff of the fact that whether it's real or not, they're using this to set us up for the worst of the worst. And there's no reason to be afraid of it if you're ready and you know what's going on. Because, like I said, the train has left the building. There's no argument to be made. There's no post that's going to make everyone go, wow. They're already on their plan. They've been planning this for a long time. It's all Agenda 21, going on Agenda 30, and breaking the middle class. Because the middle class is the reason why they can't be the real elites, the small and the few. Make us all poor. And, burning down middle class businesses and starting wars, American on American, that's the way they do it. It's the way it's always been done. It's the way it always will be done. But the main thing is just keep plugging along. Do not get stressed. All these masks and all these fear-mongering stuff and the frustration of going, Fauci saying, well, masks don't work. But yes, they do. And now you have to wear them. But no, they don't really work. And experts are saying that they're almost silly and worse for you and all these things. There's a frustration that goes along with being helpless watching our government turn on us like this. And yeah, I'm waiting for Trump to start doing what he should be doing and saying enough of this. Enough, whatever he's got to do. But he may have a coup going on in his own, party in the military. That's what word is. So if you're waiting around for the president or the government or, whatever agency to finally, save you, that's not what they're here for. So just take care of, get yourself right with what's in between, arm's length is the way I always look at it. Get right with everyone and everything within arm's length, and then work your way out to the room and walls and everything underneath your roof. Get right there. I promise you, you'll be better off than most people. Just get right, make your plan if you have one, or if you want one, or if you have a riot in your street. Are you armed? Do you want to be armed? You know, do you have an exit strategy if someone throws a Molotov cocktail in your house, even though you're armed? You know, that type of thing. And again, it's not fear mongering. It's just, are you ready for what is coming? And the people who can foresee what is coming, and it is a total takedown of the middle class. If you can foresee what that looks like and the steps that they have to go through, then you'll understand why they were able to do so much in so little time, just shutting down the economy, just with the news that there's a virus out of China one day. They can do this, and they will. They have every reason to believe they can, because we're letting them do it. And you know, every now and then we get a little morsel of good news, and you know, I do believe there's something between the COVID and the child trafficking thing. But if there's a war going on, we're not going to win that war by doing anything but being prepared and being that feisty little problem community, you know. And you know, you can worry about the train having left the building or not. Whatever's going to happen, they've already planned. Now, can they control you and your actions? No, they can't do that. So when they come in and they say, your daughter needs to come with us because you are not following the quarantine procedures that you said you would, and or you need to come with us, and you're the father of the house, and then 2 weeks later, you know, before your quarantine is over, you've been detained, and then there's a riot with nobody there to protect the family. That's how this works. So you have to look at the end game, and all this stuff makes sense. And it doesn't mean you're a racist if you don't wear a mask. I mean, that's how silly it's gotten, and we're gullible enough to play along with it. So be smart and look at the end game, man. The end game is to break the middle class with everything they've got, with finances, with food, with travel restrictions, with our families being broken apart, being able to pay our bills, being able to be homed. They want us on the teat. They want us on FEMA. And we know how that works out. Then eventually you get on that train for government help. Cheers, guys.